but my mother said she was a wonderful stepmother.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
She was really a very good woman. You know, sometimes a second wife comes in and wreaks havoc on the children.
Right.
My mother never had a bad thing to say about her.
Really?
And the son between the two of them, Paul, he lived with her.
I see.
And he came home one night. He had gone to the movies, and he found her. She passed away, and she was fully dressed in what she wanted to be buried in.
Really?
And so they thought that possibly she knew that she was, you know, not long for this world.
Wow.
And unfortunately, Paul disappeared. And the farm, my mother was so upset. It was just a small thing,
Mm-hmm.
you know, a couple of peach trees and apple trees or whatever.
Yeah.
But they had a pretty nice house, and they had a beautiful Tiffany lamp in the dining room
Mm-hmm.
and a beautiful oak table.
Mm-hmm.
And it went for taxes. And she was very upset with her younger brother, John, because they never told them, because my mother and father would have chipped in with Uncle Joe, and they could have bought the property, you know,
Wow.
for the taxes.
Mm-hmm.
And my father was always a big believer of you never let property go.
Right.
And so she was really upset that it just went to rack and ruin. And Paul never contacted anybody. And I don't know how we found out that he finally passed away. He was living in Ohio somewhere.
Uh-huh.
Paul Bulovetsky. There were two Paul Bulovetsky's.
Oh.
No, Paul Rostek.
Oh,
Paul
Rostek.
Rostek, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
now the house, I remember, now this is you're talking about my great-grandmother?
Yeah.
Mother, okay, because we remember the house. It was kind of worn down. In the 1960s, we drove over to see the house. I think it was torn down years later. But
Yeah.
I remember there was weeds everywhere, and we took pictures of the house. I remember on the outside, and then they walked around and inside, and it was all abandoned. But I remember I was really little. I was born in 1960, so I remember that, you know, my mom taking pictures of the home. But like we have like black and white pictures of it.
Right.
Yeah, and But
If you ever find them, make me copies.
of
and send
course,
them to
I
me.
would. Of course, yeah. And if I find the tombstone, I'll make a copy of that. Any you know, whatever I find, I'll definitely make copies of.
Yeah, I have to look through my pictures too and see
Sure.
what.
Is there any
What I-
pictures of her at all? I only have
No,
that one. Oh,
no,
really?
that I don't have.
You have not? No.
No.
What
no.
about any family? Any pictures of people in the family? at
Oh
all?
yeah, all
Mhm.
my mother's brothers and her
Really?
sister
Wow.
and the brothers and stuff. My mother was the last one living.
Okay.
She died when she was 94.
Wow. I'm
But
sorry.
she had been
Yeah.
paralyzed for 10 years. She had a spinal bleed
Mm.
because of taking Coumadin,
Uh-huh.
and the stupid doctors in the emergency room didn't pay attention.
I'm
But
sorry.
she lived 10 years like
Wow.
that.
Really?
My mother was an amazing woman. I mean, she overcame her paralysis. She would dust, she would vacuum, she would iron, she would. She was living with me. I went to work and I came home one afternoon and I found her doing the laundry. She finagled a way where she could pull herself up out of the
Wow.
wheelchair so that she could put the clothes in the washing machine.
She wanted to keep her. She sounds like my mother. My mother was the same way. She was constantly doing everything herself, and she never wanted anybody to help.
Why did she move to New York?
She wanted to. She started working at Stouffer's restaurant there, and I guess she wanted to just get moved to the big city. First, she moved to Pittsburgh, then Cleveland, to work at Stouffer's. So she was transferred to the Stouffer's in New York City, And
see.
she wanted to experience the big city. She wanted to try acting. She did take acting classes, and she wanted, wanted to have an exciting life. And she thought that, well, New York definitely would be, and everybody was talking about New York, I guess, at the time. And I mean, I love New York. I loved growing up there. And I miss it.
Where did you grow up?
We grew up in Hell's Kitchen, actually, on 56th Street,
That's
9th
what I
Avenue.
thought when I saw her return address. Because I had a boyfriend that lived over there.
Really? Okay.
Imagine, we were so close and yet so far away.
Wow.
Because I was born and raised in the Bronx.
Oh my gosh, really? Okay.
Yeah, the Grand Concourse.
Wow. My husband went to Fordham.
Yeah, and then I moved to Queens when I started working for Air France at the airport.
Wow.
I moved to Queens, and my sister left New York a long time ago and came down here to Maryland.
Okay.
Because she worked at the NIH.
Okay.
And now she's contracted to the government, to Homeland Security. Anyway, but isn't that strange? We were so close and yet so far.
Wow. Oh, that is sad.
That's really weird.
Yes, it is. That is, yeah, you never know, you know, when.
No.
Right.
No, and the fact that we never got to see your mom, even after she wrote.
Yeah.
That's why I have a feeling that my mother and father were already living in Florida.
Oh,
when
I see.
She started corresponding.
Yeah, I remember this was back in,
I
think, the 80s that my mom was sending those letters. I remember that. Because she would share all this
somewhere.
with me. Oh, really? Oh, that's wonderful. She shared. I remember we were both so interested in just finding family, and there was no DNA or anything like that, you know. So, but she always tried to find. She even found the records of when they came into the country. She found the scroll. She has all that. I have it here. I have to go through all my stuff to get that stuff together. But when
the thing I can't find though is the first time your great grandfather, my grandfather, came to America.
Okay.
The very first time.
Mm-hmm.
She sent us a copy of the ship's manifest. Or the census.
Mm-hmm.
Or the census.
The census. Yes.
When he came over with his second wife, your grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
And her two daughters.
Right.
We have that, but we can't get further back for him because we were very curious. Because my cousin, that's still alive in North Carolina, says that her mother, Anna, was born in America.
Oh.
And my mother said she was born in Europe. So like we're stuck.
Someone said she was Dutch. I heard someone say that she was from the Netherlands. And then I did see some of that in my DNA, so I was thinking, well, maybe that's where she was from. She also said she was living in Brooklyn, and they had a bakery. Did you hear that too?
No.
Okay.
No,
you see, you never know the full stories. You know, she did.
Where do you live now?
I live in Nashville now. I make a custom photo magnets. That's what I do. For my business.
Nashville, Tennessee.
Yes.
Did you get some of the snow in the cold weather?
We did. We got some snow, and it was. It doesn't last too long here, but it's still a little chilly, you know. And but it's not
also
bad.
Weird.
Yeah. So, but Maryland is supposed to be. I've been to Maryland a couple of times back in like the 90s, and it's nice.
Mm-hmm.
It's a nice state. So
that's all right. The taxes are out of sight here.
I can imagine. Yeah.
It's not as bad as New York or New Jersey.
No, that's true.
But it's not. So give me your address.
Oh, sure. And I was going to ask you. I just wanted to jot down the names again because I kind of wrote them real fast. I just the first names of like the family. Just so I could because I'm trying to create some sort of a family tree. I have no idea how to do this. So
my cousin on my father's side, my cousin is trying, but we're also stymied because my dad and his sister and brother, they were born in Egypt.
Oh, wow.
And we're Jewish, and all the records and stuff have been destroyed.
Oh no! See, that's my problem too. My father was Jewish also, so that's yeah.
So and then on my DNA, it says the Balkans, which my grandmother on my father's side was from Romania, and that's a Balkan country.
Yeah.
But our real last name is Abernetsky.
Abernetsky.
And my sister researched the name, and there's a town in Serbia called Zabren, and the ETZKY at the end of it means that they either own land or something like that.
Interesting.
But there are no records. We just are coming up against the stone wall.
Oh, it's frustrating, I'm sure.
Well, whatever. But when I was disappointed, you're going to laugh, I think. When we got our DNA results, because we did it by Ancestry and we did it by 23andMe.
Was it different?
Because we wanted to see how slight differences.
Okay.
Not differences as so much as Ancestry seems to be a little more detailed. Whereas 23andMe wasn't. So, I was hoping that we would have something more colorful in our background, like an Arab. We're not Arabs, we're Egyptians, but we weren't Arabs. And for my father's mentality, thank you very much, when it comes to daughters, he was very Middle Eastern. You can take the boy out of the Middle East, you can't take the Middle East out of the boy. And so when I saw, I said, Vivian, we're so white bread, There's no color in here. And she said, oh, well, that's life.
I know. And I found, I don't know if you found the same thing, but I found Native American. And I can't figure out how that even happened.
We don't have any. Oh, you're lucky.
Yeah, but I have no clue how that even happened.
Which one?
They said with Mexico and Texas. That area is where my DNA came from through Native American. But I can't figure out how that even happened. If my family was from Europe, if somebody may have traveled, I don't know. Maybe there was an invasion. I have no clue.
Do you also have in there like Welsh and Scottish?
I do.
And so from my side, where did those people come from?
Right. Yeah, that's true.
The Welsh
people
and the Irish.
moved around.
I always thought we were just definitely Slovaks.
Exactly. I know.
And when Grandpa came over, it was part of the Austro-Hungarian Empire.
Right.
But racially or ethnically, we're Slovak.
Wow. So he was.
And with my father, we don't know. We were Romanian. The story was his father was from Turkey, but he's not really a Turk. So, Jews in those days, too, wandered all over Europe. They kept moving.
There you go.
So
that makes sense.
That he just migrated, to Turkey. And then how the hell did they wind up in Egypt?
Exactly. That's so fascinating. But all these years I've thought I was Albanian through my grandfather. They said he was Albanian, but he didn't speak Albanian. They think that he was from Turkey. So it turns out, I guess he was from Turkey. So he was an Albanian.
Is he the one who was Jewish?
No, that's my father. He was Julius Bulb, and he passed away, but he was from Poland, Krakow, and I saw all of that in my DNA as well. But there, of course, all the records were destroyed. His mother perished, and she was in the gas chamber, and he escaped the camp with his sister and father, and the mother was the one that was killed in the camp.
Wow.
So when she was like 40, which was pretty awful. Yeah. So
Yeah.
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 So but so he was, so then the my grandfather, now I'm so confused on this still. My grandfather
Yes.
was William Shaben. But now we're related through him, or is it through the mother, uh, Janet, her mother, Orostak?
It's from Rostek.
It is from Orostak. Now it was her, but
Yeah.
it was her mother that. Okay, I'm just trying to get everything clear. I've been just taking notes just to because I know my aunt's going to ask me all these questions. So okay, so she and were they, what was the nationality then of Orostak?
As far as I know, all the Rosteks were Slovaks.
Slovak. Oh, okay.
Yeah, they even spoke Slovak.
Really? And what? Okay, the country of origin?
Well,
was Romania.
Your great grandfather,
Uh-huh.
spoke Slovak. I know that my Aunt Anna did, but as children grow up, they kind of pull away from the native languages,
of course,
and become more Americanized.
Sure. So they were That's Romania. Is that right? Or?
No,
that's
Slovakia is north of Romania.
It is okay, north of Romania.
Yeah, I think it's north of Romania.
I'll have to look it up. Okay,
yeah.
and sorry.
And I think one of my relatives in the Carolinas, my cousin is going to go on one of those cruise things through Europe.
Oh, okay.
And she promised that she would tell me, because they're going to go into Bratislava, which is the capital of Slovakia.
Okay.
And her son is going to try and research and see if he can find out any information in Bratislava. But I doubt that he will, because the Second World War probably wiped out
a
lot of the records of people.
That's a shame. Yeah, that's the sad part. It's so hard to go further back because of war. So
yes.
But that's interesting. So Slovakia, okay. Here everybody was saying she was Dutch, and so she wasn't. So that's interesting. So
I doubt it. I doubt if
so Slovakia.
They went all the way that way.
So was there anything else that where they were through another parent, or they were both parents were Slovakia?
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They were pure.
They were pure. Wow.
Pure Slovaks.
I'm a mutt.
So how these other little things got in
That's
there.
incredible. I know. I guess when you go further back, and also the countries are so close together, like the states, so people traveled a lot more.
Right.
So it was easier to travel to another country. It is like it is to travel to another state. If you look at Italy, it's right across from Albania, or there's Turkey, and it's all connected.
Right.
So it makes sense.
Yeah.
But,
one of our friends did the DNA, and they're Italian. Maria is Italian, and the whole family. And so when they did the DNA, something came up like 1% Mongolian.
Wow.
So she said to her father, "Wait a minute." She said, "We're from northern Italy. Where does Mongolia come in?"
Well, yeah.
He said, Mongolia is out by Tibet and China.
Exactly. So I got something like that too. I got 1% Philippine, so I couldn't figure that out. And I got 1% Polynesian.
Wow, that's wonderful.
Yeah, so you wonder what somebody must have run off. Somebody from those countries. It's interesting. Makes it more interesting,
Yes, exactly.
Exactly. So but the Indian, that's really pretty fascinating. So
too bad that Professor Gates, the guy that does roots, that he doesn't take on regular people like us.
Yes.
He only does stars.
Celebrities, I know.
Celebrities, yeah.
Yeah, because everybody wants to know where they come from, really, it's, we all have, I've been wanting to do this for years, and then finally, my husband got me the gift for Christmas. And I was so excited to finally get all my information back. And then when I saw the list of cousins, I thought, well, I should just message a few people and just see. And I was so happy to see your message. That's meant a lot that you messaged me back. And
the computer I was using belongs to somebody else, and I can't impose upon them.
Oh, I understand. No problem. No problem.
So,
no problem. But when I saw my mom's name on your message, I went, wow, that's incredible. So, she passed away in 2007. So,
did she have cancer?
Yeah, she had leukemia. Yeah.
I think one of the letters to my mother mentioned something that she was ill with cancer. So, it's a shame. My cousins on my father's side, also, they have a mystery in their family about their father and his mother.
Really?
So they found that there was part of the family living 7 blocks away from them, and they never saw them their whole lives growing up.
You hear stories like that all the time, and it's just so strange when that happens. That's incredible.
Yeah, I can't imagine that somebody could get that upset or angry that you cut off all ties to your family.
And you hear about that all the time, and that's the sad part. It's a lot of families are torn apart over something very silly. It's that sometimes they even forget what they even fought about. But they're so stubborn.
Do you have kids?
No children. I always wanted to have, but I couldn't have any children. So I know broke my mom's heart. So I wish. I do have a brother, and he's autistic. He lives in a group home in New York, and I go to see him like a few times a year. He's a little younger. He was born 1967. I was born in 60. So
yeah, my sister and I never got married.
No.
No. I lived with somebody for a long time, for like 8 or 9 years, and then I said, "Why am I doing this?" And at one point, I had said to him, he's Japanese American, and I said to him, we're 2 fairly good-looking people. Why don't we have a baby and see what we produce?
Yeah.
And he laughed, and he said, well, who's going to take care of it? I said, your mother likes children. I said, because his mom was much younger than my mother. I said, we could give the baby to your mother. He said, yeah, right. So, no, I never had a desire to have children.
No.
So, and my sister was always too busy with her career as a scientist, and now with a computer geek for the government, that it just never
happened. Yeah,
it never happened. So, anyway, I don't.
I have a question to clear up. Because there was always rumors about the sister of the like my great grandmother's daughter, the one who was my mom's mother. She had a sister. Is that true?
Yes, she was raped.
Yeah. Okay.
And she went into a home.
She never
recovered from it.
She was raped.
Yeah.
Okay, I never knew that. I knew that she was. They said that she was there. That she lost her mind. That's what people said. But I never really understood the reason, and so that was why. Wow.
Yes.
Went into a home.
Yep.
That's so sad. I always wondered about her. There's no photographs, I guess, of her, but always wondered.
Yeah, I think your mother sent us a photograph of the two girls that came over
Uh-huh. Really?
With your great grandfather's second wife.
Okay. So
And
she never
if I find it, I'll try and make a copy of it.
Oh, I would love that. I've always wondered about her, and it's really sad.
They were very pretty, both little girls.
Wow, that would be.
But that's the only pictures we have of them. And if it wasn't for your mother sending it to my mom, I would have never known what they looked like.
Oh my goodness!
But they were very nice little girls. They got along with the other 7 siblings. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, that would mean so much. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But what were the names? I'm just when you first started telling me about the 7 children. These would be my great uncles and aunts, I guess, or great. You were saying about maybe the fire.
Maybe just great.
There would be great.
So it was your great grandfather's. Hold on.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, your great grandfather's children from his first wife.
And was she Italian? Somebody said she was Italian, and she died.
No, she was Slovak also.
Slovak. Okay. Right. Okay, so great grandfather.
Her last name, I think, was her maiden name. I think she was an Orslag. I'm not sure.
Orslag. Okay.
Yeah, it was either Orslag. It's either her or another aunt.
Okay.
Orslag is sticking in my head.
No problem.
But I'm not quite sure. Okay, so they had 7 children together.
7 children.
Okay, so it was
Andrew. Anna.
Jacob.
Stephen.
Stephen, yeah. Uncle Steve. My mother,
Elizabeth. And my mom's name was Elizabeth. That's interesting too.
Yeah, and John. And
Martin. Okay.
Those were the 7.
Okay, so they would be my
children of your great grandfather. Yeah.
And they would be my great aunts and uncles.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
And are any of them still living, or?
No.
No, they'd be gone. Yeah.
My mother was the last one to pass away.
Okay. Yeah.
Out of the 7, it was the last one.
Mm-hmm. Wow. This is so much food for thought, and just taking all of this in about family and Slovakia. Now I'm going to have to go do some research on Slovakia.
Yep.
So I guess I have Slovakia in me.
Yes.
So I think I saw that on my DNA when I went to check too. So that's interesting. So well, great. Well, gosh, thank you. And let me take your mailing address. If I get some photos together, I can send them to you. I can make some copies for you.
Yep, and I need your address too.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. My address is 5935.
5935. Okay.
Abriana Way. It's ABRIANNA.
And Way.
And the second word is Way.
Okay.
Apartment K, like in King. Elkridge, Maryland.
ELK.
KRIDGE, one word.
Okay. Maryland.
21075.
21075.
Right.
Okay. And my address is 150.
Oh, good. The pen just ran out of ink.
Oh,
what kind
sorry.
of nonsense is that? Hold on.
Okay.
Next. 150.
65.
65.
Lebanon, Lebanon Road.
Lebanon. Lebanon Road. Yes.
Suite 203. Old Hickory, that's 2 words.
Yep.
Tennessee.
Uh-huh.
37138.
37138. Okay, what's your phone number?
Okay, it's 615 512
512
3011.
3011.
Yes.
Okay. All righty. Now I have to start going through all that junk upstairs in my loft.
Oh, sorry.
No, I also have to, we're looking for a new place to live. My sister is finally thinking about retiring.
Oh, okay.
And we want to get a bigger place so that we can live together.
Uh-huh.
And so I've been slowly going through stuff and getting rid of things, and you know.
Yeah.
So
sure. If you find any of the letters, if you could make a copy, I would love to see. I mean, just my mom's. It brings me a lot of comfort to see anything her writing. I have another. My aunt actually sent me some of the letters she wrote in the '60s, and it's just it means a lot. I miss her so much. I mean, it's been since 2007, but just anything that I can find of hers, I just it's been really hard. Just not her. We were very close, and she suffered so much toward the end there, and she was only 72. She was so young, She had so much more left in her, and she would be so excited about all of this, and that's the hard part, that she's not here to enjoy all of this.
Right. Listen, I'm still wearing. I have a bathrobe of my mom's.
Yeah.
I have a blouse that I wear occasionally. I've got a couple of things of my father still that I don't give up. And we talk about them all the time, and it's like it keeps them alive.
It's
It keeps their spirits here.
Yeah, I feel that it does that for me, because I'm on Facebook. I have a whole a few albums of her pictures, and I just share them, and I want to keep her out there and keep her alive.
Right.
And her memory is always going to be there, and so she was such a good person, and it's just I know she's with me. I'm not a religious person, but I know that she is always with me, and her spirit is with me, so I feel her. So maybe she has a hand in this too. Who knows?
It's possible.
You never know.
Well, sometimes, I tell people sometimes I'm doing something, trying to fix something, and it's not working out. And then all of a sudden, I get a light bulb over my head. Here, do it like this. And I say, well, that's my mother's influence. She's talking to me, because my mother was very clever at a lot of things like that.
Yeah.
And so, they're here somewhere.
Oh, they are.
They're here.
Who knows? But her sister passed away. Marie passed away a couple of years ago. So they were very close. And but I'm close to Janet, my Aunt Janet. She's excited about that I did this, and she wanted me to share some of what I found out. So she'll learn something about our background too. And I'm close to Uncle Jeannie, her brother. He's in Colorado, and my Uncle Larry, who's in Florida. And so they all they'll be surprised to hear a lot of this too. So, but I thank you for taking the time to go over all of this with me. I really appreciate it.
Well, and I thank you for taking the chance and sending the message. And
I figured, why not,
And that we got the message,
Yes, yes, So if you can think of any, if you call me anytime if you find anything, or if you think of anything,
right, and back at you,
yes.
The same.
Were there any cousins at all that, or did any of your you only had your sister, though, you said, right? You just had a sister? Did you have, you didn't have any brothers or sisters? Just one sister? And you both didn't have children?
It's just the two of us.
Right, no children.
Just the two of us.
I see.
And then we have cousins from mom's side,
right.
But they all passed away except the one, Dorothy. Mm-hmm. She's still alive. Okay. And I think she must be if I'm 78, she's got to be at least 88 or 90.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
So kind of, and she would be the last one of the line.
Wow.
There, and she has, I think, only one son.
Okay.
I think.
Mm-hmm.
Can't remember. I know she has one son for sure.
Wow.
I don't know if she has a second one or not. No. So anyway, it was wonderful hearing from you.
Well, thank you. Thanks for reaching out to me.
And yes, let's keep in touch.
Definitely.
And
it's nice to know I have family. There's family out there that you've never heard about before. That's what makes it so special. So, but thank you.
Yes.
I really appreciate this. It's made my day, actually. So,
me too.
Gave me a lift. Thank you. You take care.
Okay, take care.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Wow. Yeah.